Good day and welcome back to another DB Legends video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Red Perfect Cell and his Zenkai that has come to DB Legends. Now this is the Red Perfect Cell with Revival skill. And I believe he was like the first cell to kind of get his revive, or I think he was the first revival unit. But yeah, he's pretty interesting. Obviously his Zenkai looks very interesting. He's got his revive, but we'll kind of go through all of that and let's just kind of talk about him and get a good understanding for him. So obviously we got him in base here. So not too many changes to the base form. Obviously the thing is you kind of want the base form to be defeated. I don't want to say that, but that's kind of how revivals work. They're just there to kind of soak up damage. But yeah, he's got that additional CT effect increase in terms of special move, which is pretty good. On his main ability, he now increases his own ki by 50, which is good, helps for tempo control. In terms of his Zenkai, he's red and androids, which is good. You got red Legends Limited Android 17, 18, and Super 17, who's just come out, who will benefit from the Zenkai, which is pretty good. In terms of his uniques, nothing too crazy. Obviously the revive can't be adjusted too much, realistically speaking. But there has been basically the substitution counter effect has been added in after remains added in after transformation. His perfected power has been changed slightly. He's got a bit more damage increase. He's got some damage reduction actually finally. He's got some increased arch draw speed. So just some generally good stuff. Obviously he now has his two new passives. Increased health restoration, or restoration of health when there's cover change, was pretty good. A little bit of attribute downgrade to the draw card speed for a bit of tempo control. And then of course, the blast hits, you can draw a blast card next, it'll activate once. He's got increased special damage. And then according to the number of remaining battle members, he'll have an increased blast damage as well. So obviously decent-ish, I guess. Him in his base isn't really your big kind of like, I don't know, it's not your big kind of focal point. When he's transformed, when he's revived, obviously you've got a couple of changes here. So pretty simple stuff. The special move hasn't really changed. The main ability has changed slightly. So he's got that health restoration now, which is pretty important. Then, of course, Death Beam has changed a little bit. It's a great move. Obviously you've got that immobilization, but now he draws 3 cards, depending obviously on how many cards you have, but it's good. It allows him for a lot more tempo, basically overall, which is always necessary, especially with older units. Obviously big sweeping changes to his passive, increased to damage inflicted. He's got that damage reduction continuation as well. And then we have unlimited power. Draw a blast arts card next, which is fine. That restoration key, which remains the same. But then you also have that applies buff effect for the cover change, which is pretty good. And then we have Tenacious Guard. When changing cover, you restore health. You'll seal enemy strike. Sealed arts cannot be used. You inflict the enemy with a -1 to arts draw speed, which is pretty good, all pretty reminiscent and consistent with his baseline. So the passives haven't really adjusted too much. Cataclysmic Technique has, depending on how many upon revival, the number of defeated battle members, he'll gain ki and nullify unfavorable elements, or he'll gain ki, nullify unfavorable elements, and increases arts card draw speed. So that is the one bespoke change. Remember, passives from the base form will carry over. You get 4,000 of his Zenkai Awakening Power from the missions, which is going to be the easiest way to get his Zenkai Awakening Power. The missions simply require you to do a couple things, play some PvP, do some daily missions, fight with Android category characters. Nothing too crazy that you need to do, simple stuff. Then obviously there's also the Zenkai Battle Rush, where you'll get another 3,000, so between those two you can fully Zenkai him. The Zenkai Battle Rush will obviously cover in a separate video, but there's also a pretty good kind of method of obviously getting a whole bunch of Zenkai Awakening powerful characters. A lot of them will also obviously have a great time. Then you can also summon for him if you want to, if you really kind of like not that keen on grinding him or anything. But yeah, and then also of course you can use the special booster pack that you can get for 2,000 chrono crystals. I don't suggest this though. Very rarely do I suggest this. Generally speaking, just grab the Zenkais, and then later on, if you get them, they'll be good boost units. But besides that, there's no real reason to, like buying the booster packs. So obviously the big benefits will be red androids characters. Who are they? Well, two big beneficiaries are very clear. You have the Android 17, 18, and you also have the not so much Android 13. I was just putting them out as another Zenkai, but then you also have Super 17. So Android 17, 18, Super 17, both huge beneficiaries from this. There's also the Assist Sparking Cell, who's pretty good. So he also benefits. Not so red boost for Android. So yeah, but that's it from me. Bye.